Today is a very unique day in the Christian calendar. The horror and the pain and the agony and suffering of Good Friday and the cross was yesterday. Thankfully, because we are Christians and we know how the story ends, we know what comes on Easter Sunday tomorrow. But what about this day, this Saturday? The verse for the day I've taken after the death of Jesus from Matthew chapter 27, verse 54, which says, "Now when the centurion and those with him who were keeping watch over Jesus saw the earthquake and what took place, they were terrified and said, 'Truly, this man was God's Son.'" That affirmation of faith by the Roman centurion is the statement of faith that Matthew is hoping all those who read and hear his gospel will be able to make for ourselves. That after journeying through 27 chapters of Matthew and looking at everything that Jesus said, how he spoke to people, whether they were children he blessed, critics he answered, disciples he taught and mentored, confused or demon-tormented people who he healed. Through everything Jesus says, everything Jesus does, Matthew is hoping we will get to the place that when we see him even lay down his life, that we'll be able to say, that you will be able to say, "Truly, this was God's Son." I hope you've made that personal statement of faith for yourself. It's one some of us made when we were very, very young children. Some of us, perhaps someone watching this, has not yet made that statement of faith yet. And I hope reading through Matthew's Gospel and going through Holy Week will help you to take that step across the line of faith, if you will, if you've never done that before. It's Holy Saturday. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. For the disciples, for the women who followed Jesus from Galilee to Jerusalem, this is a day of grief, a day of mourning, a day of uncertainty and confusion and fear. And I think it's important as a Christian to be able to sit with that ourselves, try to put ourselves back in that day where so much that you hoped for seems to have been dashed, and the future seems very dark and unknown. And all we can do is pray and wait for another day.